Nilesh, question for you, more stock market related. What are the sectors that you are most bullish on going into 2025?
So one, if you are investing with 1 year horizon, stay away from equity market. Invest with longer term horizon. And second, it's India which is a rising tide. Within that, something will rise faster, something will rise little later. But there is this Sanskrit Subhashit which probably describes India's story quite nicely. Sukhasya mula dharmam, dharmasya mula artha, arthasya mula rajya. Sukh, happiness, investors' profit is function of dharma, which is governance. It's function of artha, which is trade, commerce, and investment. And the rajya is the state. Today in India, we have perfect alignment and which can improve further, but there is alignment between governance practices. There is state which is enabling entrepreneurship. There is long distance to cover, but the change is positive. And this is resulting into facilitation of trade, commerce, and industry, which will result into investors' profit. So don't invest with 2025 in mind. As Vaidhi mentioned, think of $20 trillion credit and $30 trillion economy. As long as we have this alignment, we will be able to do well. And the perfect example here is the DIPAM department under Sri Tuhin Kanta Pandey. From just divesting shares, now they are managing PSUs, and we have seen the valuation re-rating and the kind of value it has created for the shareholders. So, sir, please keep on doing that good work. We are all beneficiary of the same.
Thank you. So one last round of questions, I think. So I'll start with you, Samir. What will you short even at current levels?
Not I will short, I am short. So I am short many consumer names, many auto names, and a few micro lenders. My theory is that things that are doing badly don't turn around very fast, and things that are doing well don't stop doing well so fast. And I didn't know that Nilesh is so negative. Well, I think even next year will be good. It's just that you have to define what is good. So when you say, is it a bull market? Will 12% qualify as a bull market plus minus? You can still theoretically get. Just to tell you one number, if you look at last 3 years returns of Nifty and last 3 years returns of NSE 500 index, the Nifty returns are lower than 5-year, 7-year, 9-year, 10-year, 15-year, 20-year, and 25-year returns. The last 3 years are the lowest in our history, sort of, if you consider history. And the last 3-year returns for the 500 index, which also includes mid and small cap, are in the middle. Other than the last 5-year numbers, which look a bit out of place with any other period. But that also you can broadly see. If you make it 7 years instead of 5 years, they go back to being within normal. Normal means 13, 14% for Nifty and 15, 16% per annum for 500. So you are suddenly feeling bad, I think, because some of the results are bad. Not so much that, oh, this is too high, too low. People think that they've made a lot of money, but you tell them on the full portfolio, on the full fund, it's in the range that we've always made all our life.
Nilesh, from a policy perspective, what are the 2-3 things that you think can happen and could surprise us to the upside?
So one immediate thing which is worth doing, we all know US is going to impose tariff. As of today, they are going to look at the trade deficit of India with US, which is $36 billion, and the IT services exports, which we are earning. Now, that's a large number. We need to go and tell America that, look, please take into account 200,000 Indian students which are studying with you. $20,000 per capita, that's $40 billion. 17 lakh Indians have traveled to US, $5,000 per capita, that's $10 billion. So many Indians go to US for healthcare. And please take into account the payment made by Indians to Microsoft, Amazon, Twitter, Facebook. They don't book it in American book, they book it in Ireland and Nassau and Bahamas. If you do that, our trade deficit with America will come down dramatically compared to what they are seeing. Hopefully, they will not levy tariff on us, and they'll levy more tariff on China. And then that gives the opportunity to us. I met Mr. Prabhu over here, who is from Coimbatore textile industry. 2018, we were exporting 90 crore t-shirt. Today, we are exporting 80 crore t-shirt. 10 crore t-shirts have come down in exports. We need to work on this tariff to ensure that we export 900 crore t-shirt to America if they can buy.
Great. Rama, within this rather dim consumer sector situation, are there any bright spots, hyper growth areas that excite you?
Absolutely. I think everything it's dim if you look at mass markets. If you look at what I call the class markets, everything's gangbusters. Look at high-end travel, look at cars. The car sector always bounces back because only the top 10% of India buy cars. High-end hospitals, everybody's replacing body parts at very high prices. There is, again, if a coaching class that sent children to Harvard was listed, it would laugh all the way to the bank. So I think that the anything to do with serving the high end of the market is actually underserved. If you start a helicopter service and list it today, Char Dham and between cities and to overcome traffic, it will work. We're starved of business class, so we're not serving the high end enough, and the lower end is not coming through the way you want it to come through. Within that, I think India has always been, mass markets have always worked for utility products that help you earn more. That's the two-wheeler boom, the smartphone boom, because it enables you to get more productive. Interestingly, if any second-hand, pre-owned or pre-loved, as it's called, shop or smartphones or cars starts listing, or two-wheelers, go for it. And finally, I'm very bullish on marketplaces, except that, as I said, my street is not your street. But marketplaces, to me, the new age digital marketplaces are the magic formula which aggregates small users, aggregates small suppliers, small buyers, have crash course to digitization, and it's a kind of win-win-win situation. So if we don't galaghoto of this particular new business, new economy models, and allow them to come in, then I think that many of them do have the magic formula.
Wonderful. Last question for you, Vaidya. You may not agree with this premise, but just go into that hypothesis. Do you think there's a possibility that banks cease to be growth companies and become utilities?
As the economy grows, over the next few decades, any industry, whether plastic industry or manufacturing, whatever, they may have their ups and downs, but I can tell you, banking system will keep growing because banking is a fundamental fuel for the economy. So your credit GDP being 60% or whatever, it'll still be 30, 20, 25, that won't go away. The important thing that we as bankers and banking system should know is to keep track with the technology of the new ecosystem. So that is the only thing to keep, because so many digital ecosystems are coming about, Aadhaar, this, that, ONDC, DigiLocker, the whole ecosystem is coming. So our ability to keep pace with that ecosystem, develop technologies to do that, and to develop great customer experience, customer service, that is the only catch to it. I mean, that's the only precondition to it, but banking will not go out of fashion.
By the way, and Nilesh and Samir will agree, most bank stocks in India are now trading like utilities.
No, that may be true, but I'll tell you.
The market has already made this announcement.
I know, but
That's the opportunity.
Markets can be,
No, that's why I left this last question in the end for him.
No, absolutely. But, markets can be myopic in the short run.
Yes. No, absolutely. But that's what's the opportunity.
That's the opportunity.
And in fact, just one more point where I would like to express my disagreement, though I'm the anchor here, so I'm not going my views, but I think that credit to GDP number in time will become 100. So
it could be even better then.
Okay, with that, I think we have totally run out of time. I hope you enjoyed the session. We couldn't really get into more details, but there's a lot of exciting time for India ahead, and I'm sure CNBC TV 18 is going to be part of that journey. So here's to the next 25 years. Thank you.